Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, we would like to extend our most regard to our beloved lecturers, which is Madam Fauzana Bentisa, for the opportunity given to us to complete our PB, which is to record a podcast regarding 3 stories from each one of us. Okay, without wasting time, my name is Muhammad Aidil Haikal.
My name is Muhammad Imam Hakim bin Alwi, but you can call me Mankim.
And my name is Adham Aiman bin Yusnizan.
Okay, so first of all, my story is titled under the title The Last Lightkeeper. It is a story that is describing a story between 3 people which life is intersect around one tragedy or one occurrence. The first character is Richie, who are a finance expert. The second is Cappy, who is a tugboat captain. And the last is the lightkeeper, the lighthousekeeper, named Marsh. Okay, so the story start when Marsh is in deep thought whether he should sign her retirement or not, and Cappy, which is Marsh friends, is helping her in making the decision. One day, Richie, who is a financial expert, just got a raise in his allowance, in his salary. So to show off to his ex-girlfriend, he bought a large cruise. But the cruise he bought is second hand, and it has many hello, and it is broken. So he want to show off without caring about his safety, and he goes sail to the sea without repairing what is broken in his boat. So in his journey, while sailing through the sea, unexpectedly a large storm came, and the boat he sailed almost go down. Then Marsh and Cappy, who is in the lighthouse, got the flare from Richie boat. Okay, so to make the story, Richie, who was a financial expert, is quite rich, but when facing a life and death situation, he start contemplating about his life. It's like he's been thinking that his life before is meaningless because he just chased after mundane things. So in his last moment, he became more aware of the situation, and he thought what he have been doing all his life is quite meaningless. So when he got the self-awareness, he thought maybe he doesn't have any more chance to be a better person. But Cappy, who is a tugboat captain, and the name of his boat, which is Ketal 2, he even knowing that the storm is dangerous and it might take his life, he feel the need to help the person who need help because he have the ability to help. So Cappy, he brought his boat. Even when Marsh warned him not to go because it is too dangerous, he bought his boat and he sailed to the sea to go and rescue Richie. So he sail, and then when he found Richie boat, he called out to Richie, but Richie can't hear him because the loud storm and whatnot. So he just go and jump to Richie's boat and search for Richie and brought Richie back to his tugboat to rescue Richie. So Richie, after being rescued by Cappy felt self-ashamed and at the same time feel very thankful towards Cappy because he thought that he would die. But thanks to Richie's bravery, he got to continue his life. So after the incident, Cappy and Richie sail together in the tugboat, which is Kettle 2, and be broken to the shore by the lighthouse, by the light guide, which Marsh has been keeping. So, in this story, the intercept is between Marsh, Cappy, and Richie. Which, from this story, Richie, who is a financial expert, got to contemplate about himself and have more self-awareness to strive and be a better person, and not just chase about a mundane thing, but to realize a more better goal in life. And Marsh, who is thinking about his retirement, reaffirm his goal in life and set a new goal and bring about a new life. And Cappy, who is a tugboat captain, has more confidence now because he had an achievement, which is saving Richie's life. So through this achievement, he gained more self-confidence and he feel more motivated to help others. Okay, so moving to the next agenda. The theme of this story is redemption and a life search purpose. So in this story, it describes a few characters, which is the three characters, that is Cappy, Richie, and Marsh, which each have their wavering mind about what they do about their life. But through this crisis of incident, they got a new inspiration about what they want to be, and they got a more tight grasp on what they want to be in the future. So moving on, I will talk about the character in this story. First is Cappy. Cappy is we can say Cappy is a tugboat captain, and he himself is the embodiment of bravery because he want to strive and help others even knowing that the situation is not allowing. He will sacrifice himself, and he will sacrifice his time, his energy and all to go rescue some strangers that he doesn't even know the name of. Other than that, we have Richie, which is a finance expert and a finance worker, which just got his salary and is a bit naive and impulsive. And we can say he is reckless because he just bought the boat, the cruise, but he just go to sail without checking the condition of the boat, which led to the boat which go down in the middle of the sea storm, and which endanger his own life and make him almost become a dead body. And the last character, which is Marsh, we can say that Marsh is a wise and a nice person because he has studied the lighthouse and he has worked there for nearly 40 years, and she has been helping others, so we can say that he is kind. So in my opinion, I favored the character Richie the most from this story. Why you say? Because even though Richie is naive, impulsive and young, but he himself know how to repent and how to contemplate about his life. Through this incident, this life and death incident, he not just wasting time, but when he thought that he is about to die, he start to contemplate about his life, and he have the effort to change towards better. He think deeply about his life before, and he strive to be a better person.
I beg to differ, Aidil. From my perspective, I think the character I like most is March, because March cares deeply for others and evident in her friendship KP and Richie. For example, based on your story, you tell me March had worked for 40 years in lighthouse, and many people her safe, and Marsh guide them safely to the shore. And the character Marsh is more I'm like. What about you, Adam?
Yes, I suppose I'm in the same boat with Hakim. It is because, as we know, Marsh had shown his responsibility as rescue to help others people in the trouble.
Okay, so moving on, I will tell a bit about the plot in this story. So the first is introduction, which describe about Marsh contemplating and thinking deeply about his life, whether he should retire or not. And the second is the inciting incident, which is Richie bought a house and set out to sail in the vast sea. And the third is the Cappy's mission, which is Cappy brought enough bravery in himself to go and help Richie who is in danger. And after that is the climax, which is the moment when Cappy found Richie and helped Richie to brought him to the shore. And lastly, the conclusion is the life of the three people that intersect in one incident or crisis.
Sorry, Adi, may I interrupt you?
Yes.
Can you share to us about the moral of the story that we can learn and we can apply in our life based on your story?
So, based on my read from the story, we have many moral. For example, we have to be brave, just like Cappy. We need not any reasons to help others. Not just if we are not just firefighter have to help others, but we as a citizen, as a normal citizen, we have to be compassionate and we have to have empathy in our life. If we see someone in deep trouble, which we can help, so why not we help? So we have to help them. Other than that, as taught the character Richie, we all have our bad days. So from this story, we learn that even though we are facing some bad days, even though we may be a bit naive now, we can adapt that, we can take that, and we learn from that, so that we can be a better person. Other than that, I can conclude that from this story, we learn that each one of us human is a test for others. Like this story, the recklessness of Richie be a test for Cappy. If Richie is not in danger, Cappy will not have the bravery, will not show the bravery to go and rescue Richie. So we have to accept that our life is intertwined between each of us human. So we can't live alone. We have to help others, and we need to strive to be a better person. I think that's all from my story.
Alright, thank you.
Do you have anything to add?
No.
No.
No. Next, I will continue with my story. The title of my story is The Bench. Alright, I would like to tell about my story. My story have the two of characters. First is an older woman. The older woman is Elsie, and the other character is a guy. The name of the guy is George. Alright. One day, an older woman sat on the park bench. Sat on the park bench while enjoying the warm autumn sunshine. And then the guy came to her and sit behind her. Then after that, they began to start a conversation, to sharing about their experience of their lives. Alright. Elsie has started the conversation by sharing her experience of her life. Elsie expressed the feel of loneliness because she had mourned the death of her husband that had passed away 5 years ago. Besides that, Elsie also live alone, and her children and grandchildren live far away from her, so she feel loneliness. Yes. And then the guy started to share also his experience of his life. The guy expressed how he feel so lonely and feel so empty in his heart because the guy never had married before in his life.
So sad.
So he feel like he tell to the old woman about his feeling because actually in the deep of his heart he want to create of his own family. Oh, you understand that? Yes. So after the talk among them, the old woman invite him to walk together to see the sunshine along of the park. Yes. Then the feeling of love between a guy and an old woman spark. Yes. So that's the story about my story.
So, from my understanding, this story is about love between a young guy who have never been married and an old woman who have had his husband died 5 years ago.
Yes.
So, my question is, can you share with us what is the main theme for this short story?
Alright. Based on my reading, the main themes of the story is about loneliness, the happiness that the character want to try to find out from each other, and other than that, the old woman other than that, as usually, uh, the older woman always the older woman has always reflects on her life before and try to
Be better.
be better than other than that.
So the story mainly tells about love, loneliness, and the reflection from past experience.
Yes.
Am I right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you for your explanation.
So, sorry Adham, can I interrupt? I have a question. Based on the story you give, what do you think this story can give the inspiration to the readers, especially for the teenagers? What do you think?
Alright. For the teenagers, I think the moral
Inspiration
that we can learn from the story.
from the story.
Alright, the inspiration that we can learn from the story is loneliness is not the key to us to do. Loneliness is a normal thing
Yes.
to us,
But
but we need to control how the loneliness can give a good impact to us. We can control ourselves to manage ourselves. How the loneliness can give the good impact to us.
Can I add some opinion?
Yes.
So based on Hakim's question, what is the inspiration from this book? From what I get from the Adham explanation and my own reading, I think the thing that this book trying to emphasize is we have to socialize with others, because we never know, maybe they have the older one have more experience, so we can learn and we can take it and we can use it in our life. And the young ones, maybe they can give comfort to the older one by just listening to the story of the older. And a bit more is, I think love comes in unexpected way and unexpected time.
Yes.
Just like this story, they just go to the park and coincidentally sit at the same bench, and while sitting they start the conversation, and after the conversation it came, the feeling came on its own. So we can't force love, and we have to let the nature and the times nurture it.
Yes, you read my mind, Aidil, and I'm totally agree with you, Aidil.
The good explanation. Alright, we go to the next part, which is I will introduce the character in the story. First of all, the main character is an older woman. Her name is Elsie. Alright. Elsie is a woman who full of memories and sorrow on her life. First of all, he always recall of the death of her husband that had been passed away 5 years ago. Besides that, she also live alone, which is far away from her children and grandchildren. It makes her so lonely on her life. Alright. And then we go to the second characters, which is the second character is the guy who name is George. George, as we know, the good listener and the full of empathy on himself. George is the guy who never had married before, and also in the same time had the bad experience in his life before. he always wants to be back on his childhood memories and life before, because he very enjoy his childhood memories rather than his life now, right now. Alright.
Sorry, Adham, can I ask you, what is the similarity both of the characters?
The similarities both of the characters is
Can you share to us what you understand
alright, the similarities.
with the maybe their attitude or their
Your
traits,
life,
their
their
life,
experience.
the experience?
Oh, right. The similarities between them is the two of this character always feel loneliness and have lost someone in their life.
Yes.
As the example, Elsie had lost her husband and also live far away from her children and grandchildren. Meanwhile, the guy named Josh also had experienced loss of his girlfriend.
Oh.
Thank you.
His girlfriend also.
Okay.
Thank you.
Pardon my intrusion. So, can you please give us? I want you to conclude the story and give us what is the moral from the story that is entitled. What is the title?
The bench.
The Bench. From the story, what is the moral that you can get?
The moral that we can get, that we can learn from this story is, we can get a new experience from anyone that we meet. As the example, if we meet the older people than us, we can learn the experience of their life before, because the older people had been live more other than us.
So, the lesson from the story is we can learn anything from anyone.
Yes.
We can say that the fate that the God has planned for us is totally unexpected, and we can't even plan to think that it will happen that way.
Yes.
Like it comes out completely different from what we plan.
Yes.
Because as we know, even though we may plan, but Allah is the best planner, right?
Yes. I agree
Okay.
with you.
Okay, so based on Adham explanation, the story have many benefits for us readers, right?
Yes.
Like from the story we can learn that we must not criticize others. We have to have empathy, like Josh.
Yes.
Right?
Support.
Like Josh, we have to listen to what others have to say,
Yes.
so that we can take it and we can improve our life.
Yes.
Last but not least, Adham, maybe in this chance you can, in this chance, what you want to talk to others in the outside, especially me and Aidil, what you want, why this short story should be read to us.
For me, this short story is full of moral that we can learn, then we can apply in our life. As the example, in the modern era right now, the manners between the young people and the older people is decreased. So from the story, we can learn how to respect, how to show empathize to older people, and give their support to control their emotions, to give their motivations to still have a good life as usual.
I'm totally agree with you, Adham. As you say, nowadays young people have become more disrespectful
Yes.
towards the older one. So we as the young ones, as future teacher,
Yes.
we have to instill in the heart of the young children that they have to respect the older,
Yes.
because they never know what comes in their life. So they need to learn from the older one because they
Yes.
have more experience in life.
I agree with you.
And lastly, I want to pick the quotes of Arabic, which is "Man la yarham la yurham," which the meaning is when you try to respect the others, you will be respected with others,
Yes.
by others. Yes, thank you very much, Adam.
So I suggest to all the people, especially young people, need to read this short story. Yes.
Alright, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is Mankim, and I want to share to you guys, Adham and Aidil, about my short story, which is the name of the short story is Get Real. Yes. Are you ready?
Yes.
Yes, I want to share to you, so you listen properly.
Alright.
Alright, okay. Get Real. Get Real is the story begin with the protagonist, which is Johnny, expressing his discontent with school and describing it as place filled with unpleasant individuals and teachers who he find pretentious and unhelpful. Despite the challenges, Coach, kenapa ke bawah lah?
Nampak tu yang
Lagi lah nampak.
Dia sebab mata aku.
dia jatuh nanti.
Tak.
Nampak kan? Nampak.
Tak.
Nampak.
Baru okey.
Start balik. Nanti duduk 150 start.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is Mankim, and I want to share to you guys about my short story, which is the name is Get Real. The story begin with the protagonist expressing his discontent with school, describing it as a place filled with unpleasant individual and teacher who he finds pretentious and unhelpful. Despite the challenges, he finds solace in his group of friends, bring laughter and support during their school days. Upon leaving school, the protagonist, which is the name is Johnny, feel a sense of freedom and excitement about entering the working world, believing that earning a living will establish his worth and place in society. Celebrating with friends at King's Parks and later at the Legion, Johnny received validation from Uncle Billy, a mentor figure who symbolized success and mystery to him. As the protagonist, which is Johnny, reflect on his past and his anticipation for the future, for the future, he contemplates the transition from school to adulthood and the challenges that await him. He navigate through the ritual of Friday night, such as their drinking or strengthen our their bonding, and strict code of conduct, and that exclude women from their gathering. The protagonist, which is Johnny, also acknowledge the importance of fighting and proving oneself in their social circle to gain respect and recognition. The weekend passes, and the protagonist faces the reality of starting a new job on Monday. He grapples with feeling of fear and uncertainty, particularly as he encounters a woman at the workplace who exert power over him. Reminiscent of the authoritative figures from this school, from his school days. This introduction to the workplace and the concept of the mental future adds to apprehension about the unknown future that lies ahead. So what the story tell to us about the journey with feeling not uncomfortable about the school. Want to freedom, he want try to be freedom with he not to school. He was not going to school and want to work. That is the story.
Pardon my interruption. So I want to correct a bit. From what I read, the story is about not he leave the school, but he finished the school, and it's not like he suddenly quit the school, but he finished his school.
So the journey wait from the freedom with finished school.
After he finished his school, he felt the sense of freedom. Get me? Like, it's not like he's in search of freedom, he suddenly quit school to join the working world, but after he endured his school days, and finally after he finished his school, he graduated from his school, and then he felt the sense of freedom.
May I interrupt?
Yes.
Is it meaning the Johnny, right?
Yes, yes.
Johnny has been struggle to finish, and then when he finished the school, and then he started to feel a freedom.
Yes, because Johnny feel the school is not the place to be freedom, and Johnny feels the school is one of the place with the unpleasant place to him. And he also think that if he finish after he finish the school, he will get freedom with work. Am I correct?
Yes.
That is the gap year.
So Hakim, based on your story,
Yes.
what do you think is the main theme in the story?
I think the main theme of the story is the struggle, but I think the main theme is what about you, Adam? What is the theme?
I think the main theme of the story is how struggles Johnny to graduate, and after he graduate the school, and he's patient to started work, because he feel when he work he can feel freedom, because he will be like he will never get like homework. He will never get scolding from the teacher or any punishment.
But if me, I think the theme is mentality of the teenagers right now. I think
Can you explain what the mentality
the
means?
mentality is, if we see many of the teenagers right now want to work because he want to get the money, he want to be rich, he want not to other people push him to study. That is the similarity with the character of Johnny's. I want to say. Yes.
So we can conclude that the main theme from this story is the struggle
And
and the reality
Yeah,
that
yes.
we, not just we, but all teenagers
All
have to
teenagers.
face.
Yes.
Okay. So moving on, can I ask about character?
yes, boleh.
In this story, from what I hear, there's not much character, right?
Yes.
Can you please elaborate? Give us an explanation about what character that exists in the story.
Based on my reading, there is the three characters with the story, which is Johnny, is the main character with the teenagers want to be freedom, and he think after he graduate he will get freedom, and after he will get a job he will get money and to be rich, and money can buy anything. That is the mentality of the Johnny. The side after that, other than that, the character is Uncle Billy. Uncle Billy is the mentor of the Johnny. It is because while Johnny always see Uncle Billy work, life Uncle Billy, he inspired to be like Uncle Billy. That is the second character, and the third character is the cikgu,
Teacher.
the teachers.
Yes, yes.
The teachers in this story, which is the teachers always push Johnny in the school, and make her uncomfortable. Yes.
So, my question now is, Adham and Hakim,
Yes.
each of you, I want you to choose one character and tell the audience, what is the moral we can take from that character, even though he or she is making the story look bad, but what can we take from that? We start with Adham, maybe.
Is it you mean the bad?
You can take, for example, you can take the teacher, even though they are bad, but maybe there are still moral that can be learned, right? So it's up to you.
Alright.
What is your character?
For my understanding, the character that we can learn from the character is the teachers, because right now the students are more advanced from us before, so the teachers need to be creative, how to deliver or teach the student. So when the teachers be creative to deliver or to teach the student will not be boring, or will not be uncomfortable with the class.
So you are trying to say that instead of being teacher in this story, like they are being unhelpful, we have to adapt and be a teacher that recognize our student and be helpful to them, right?
Yes.
Okay.
From my perspective, I think the special of the short story is, I don't think I like the characters, but I think I like more to the story, the storyline, or the issue. What is the writer want to share to us about the reality teenagers wants? No, because with the statistic right now, many students, which is SPM students, not going to get the paper exam because they think the paper exam cannot buy, cannot give their money,
It's
cannot
meaningless.
cannot buy anything to them. That is the reality right now. But what can we learn about the short story is the education is the valuable, and the education is important to us because many people right now ignore of the education. Yes.
So we can conclude that from what Adham and Hakim say, like Adham, he said that we need to learn from the teachers and we have to aspire to be a better teacher, not like the teacher in the story. And Hakim, he comment about the mentality that we or the citizens nowadays have. So we need to avoid that kind of mentality, that so that we can build a powerful nation. We can be more up to standard with the developing country.
Yes.
Okay, so I think that's all from our podcast,
Yes.
which we have shared about 3 stories. The first one is The Last Lightkeeper. The second one is
The bench.
The Bench, and the last one is
Get Real.
Get Real.
Yes.
So from this story, we can take out many of the moral, like we all have said, we have been giving many moral from this story. So
Many topics.
it's just up to us. It is in ourselves.
Yes.
We ourselves have to read more and learn more so that we can gain experience, we can gain knowledge, we can gain the feeling, we can know what we have to do in life.
Yes.
So, do you have anything?
Yes, I agree with you, and I think people nowadays should be normalize the and normalize the reading. Normalize reading is the best solution to gain knowledge and to gain valuable lesson. And I think the habits of reading is more important than other types of the habit.
I agree with Hakim and Aidil because as we can see, the development country like Japan, like America, mostly their residents would like the hobby that reading. So we can copy the good habit in our life.
Can I have the last say, guys?
Yes.
Okay, so that's all I think from us, and we would like to thanks especially our beloved lecturers, which is Madam
Madam
Ana.
Fauziana.
Yes, because he have given us the opportunity to show ourselves, and we the coursework itself make us read and attract ourselves to become to make reading more likable to us.
And sorry about lack of grammar and not fluently, but we try.
We will try.
We will try our best. Thank you, madam.
That's all from us.
Wassalamualaikum
Alright.
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
See you in the next